Marie Scherer is a very attractive young woman who hides her relationship with a young man named Michel. As the daughter of a wealthy fabric merchant, she has no right to privacy. Falling in love makes the girl take bolder actions. Having met by the river, the couple spends another secret meeting enjoying their time together. During the same period, important changes occur in the country, determining its future destiny. Matisse meets with a business partner to discuss future cooperation and find more advantageous ideas for both. Count von Keilberg pays attention to the charming daughter of the fabric merchant and proposes to marry their children. Marie's father is unimpressed with this idea, as he knows that Keilberg did not acknowledge his illegitimate son, a bastard with no rights or inheritance. The Count promises to rectify this omission and grant Ritus the status of a Count. Shortly before the wedding, Matisse is impressed by this interesting proposal, as he always wanted Marie to acquire noble status. At night, the father decides to talk to his daughter and inform her that he agreed to her marriage to the Count's son from Keilberg. Marie is outraged and categorically opposes the marriage, as her father never got involved in the life and relationships of his freedom-loving daughter. Matisse did allow his daughter to be free, but he was tired of her not finding a good match. This time, he decided everything for her, and her opinion does not interest him, as the wedding will be in a month and cannot be cancelled. At the same time, the Count and his son discuss deceiving Matisse, planning to rob the fabric merchant. In the morning, Robertus visits the girl at her workplace to get to know her better before they become husband and wife. Marie not only rejects the Count's bastard, but also openly declares that the wedding will not happen. Meanwhile, Michel hears rumors in the city about the impending wedding and, fearing for his beloved, seeks out Marie to warn her about the mistake she is about to make. The Count is a vile person, and his son is not only a bastard, but also a true scoundrel, forging documents to deceive people. The girl knows this and invites Michel to leave the city. He agrees, but suggests doing it at dawn, as they need to prepare for the escape. Fleeing to the river, the couple again spends time together, unaware of the impending horror. The Count forces the fabric merchant to draft and sign an official document according to which Marie must be a virgin at the wedding. The contract also provides for the transfer of properties to Keilberg if his son is not the first man for Marie. Matisse hesitates for a long time, but still signs the contract, trusting his daughter's integrity. At night, a guard accompanied by security goes to Marie's house to arrest her. She is accused of debauchery and providing services in exchange for rewards and must appear before the ecclesiastical court. The aunt is convinced that this is a cruel joke, but Honnold conducts a search and finds jewelry in Marie's room, confirming her guilt. Soon, the girl returns home and is immediately arrested by the guards and taken to prison. There, they intimidate her and try to insult her. Soon, Honnold asks the guards to patrol and chains the prisoner to the bars, then tears her clothes, exposing her. Ritus watches everything, as he was the one who fabricated the conviction and organized the action to take revenge on the girl and implement his father's insidious plan. At dawn, the midwife who helped at Marie's birth arrives at the prison. The girl asks for help, but the woman was bribed by Honnold and cleans the bloodstains, after which Marie is taken to the ecclesiastical court. On the way, she meets her father and tells him about the loss of her virginity. The man is stunned and furiously attacks the guards, but is immediately struck down, falling into an eternal sleep. Michel waits for Marie by the river and at some point realizes it is not worth waiting for her. Returning to the city, the young man goes to the girl's aunt's house and learns from a gossiping neighbor that his beloved has been accused of fornication and nothing can be done to help her. At the hearing, Marie is insulted and accused of providing services to men. She cannot endure the unfounded accusations and lifts her dress, showing that she was a virgin the night before. Such an attitude outrages the priests gathered in the church, who do not believe Marie's words. Moreover, Lina, who helped the girl in the sewing workshop, the midwife, and Oost, pretending to be Marie's acquaintances, claim the opposite. After hearing all the witnesses, the judges unanimously decide to condemn the girl. They offer her the choice: receive 20 lashes and be expelled from the city, or be sent to the convent to atone for her sins. Marie refuses to admit guilt, preferring to be punished. Before being taken away, she promises to return and take revenge on all who dared to defame her. A few hours later, Honnold takes Marie to the central square and carries out the punishment. Then, he orders one of the guards to take the girl to the outskirts of the city and abandon her on the road. The guard, a friend of Michelle, is convinced by Marie to go to the river where she can recover. As soon as the man is distracted, the girl dives and disappears. The guard tries to find her in vain. Returning to the city, he informs Michelle that his beloved drowned. The young man does not believe it, knowing that Marie is an excellent swimmer, but still goes to the river to try to find her body. Robertus and his father celebrate their victory and generously pay Honnold for his services. Sometime later, the son reminds the Count about his inadequate status, but he refuses to recognize him as an heir since there was no wedding, meaning the agreement is cancelled. The next morning, Marie, wounded, is found by wandering prostitutes who nurse her back to health and sincerely sympathize with the girl, realizing that any of them could be in her place. Sometime later, Marie recovers and receives a dress as a gift, but refuses to wear it because of the yellow ribbons, a symbol of easy accessibility. Meanwhile, Michelle saves a boy who was drowning in the river. The child's father, a Count Palatine, in gratitude, offers the young man a job as a guard. At night, Marie accepts the role of an itinerant prostitute, wanting to save money for a triumphant return to her hometown to take revenge on the people who defamed her. Adopting the pseudonym Hannah, she joins the prostitutes and makes friends among the workers of the old profession. One of them suffered more than the others and ended up in her position early in life, which creates memorable moments. Stopping in a town along the way, the women set up camp to attend to clients. An inexperienced and shy soldier comes to Marie for a meeting. The girl not only encourages Kleiner, but also recalls past moments. Later, Marie receives a knife from her colleagues and is trained to use it to deliver fatal blows. Meanwhile, the soldier returns to the detachment and tells the commander about the prostitute Hannah. Michelle is not interested in easy women, still loving Marie, not knowing they are referring to the same girl. On the way to the next town, the prostitute sews a new dress to attract more clients. In the morning, she catches the eye of a rich and powerful man who decides to use her for his pleasure. However, she has unpleasant flashbacks of what happened in the dungeon and bites his hand. Other women protect the prostitute from the client, realizing he will want revenge soon. Marie delves into her new job and the abyss of depravity, transforming from the noble Marie into the itinerant prostitute Hannah. Shortly after, she goes to the market and notices a girl in an expensive dress choosing fabric. Knowing everything about materials, she exposes the vendor who is deceiving Malene. After getting to know each other better, the girls realize they are both prostitutes, although one has to please everyone and the other is the king's mistress. Marie dreams of something similar and soon gets that chance. On the way to the next town, she notices a tent with the Count's coat of arms and decides to seize the opportunity. Saying goodbye to the itinerant prostitutes, Marie goes to the test, dreaming of becoming the Count's mistress. The selection of candidates is made by the Count's pregnant wife, but this does not deter her. She enchants the Countess with her beauty and audacity, asking that Gerline, who joined the group, also go to the Count's castle. On the way home, the Countess explains the rules of living with her husband, making it clear that Marie is only for the bed and nothing more. At night, the entourage stops to rest, and Marie notices Michelle guarding the carriages. At night, she meets the young man and asks him to forget her, as she is now a prostitute who still dreams of justice, and they can never be together. Retus and his father realize that Matisse is running out of money and attribute the cause of the problems to an ancestor who lost the lands to Dietmar, deciding to recover them by bribing the Count's brother, Jodocus. The bastard skillfully forges documents and believes the plan will work as long as the Count does not possess the original contract. Arriving at the county, Marie meets Dietmar and discovers his problems with Kelberg and his son. At night, she visits the Count and, playing chess, proves to be not only very attractive, but also intelligent. After a pleasant night, the girl tries to discover details of the conflict and understands that the Countess is the one who really rules, not her weak husband. In the morning, the prostitute decides to confess to Jodocus and begins to tell the truth about herself. The revelation is interrupted by the Countess, who forbids Marie from appearing in the church. In the spring of 1415, King Sigmund arrives in Constance, and Rupertus forges documents to obtain Dietmar's lands. Going to the county, the inadequate notices Marie but believes he made a mistake. The girl manages to overhear a conversation in which Dietmar shows Rupertus a document confirming land ownership. As soon as the count leaves, the inadequate negotiates with the priest to steal the contract. Marie exposes Jodocus but plays along with him, fearing for her life. Shortly after, she tells everything to the Countess and Dietmar, promising to expose the thief in exchange for a meeting with the king. Jodocus flees and hides in an old mill, informing Ritus. Thanks to her connections, Marie also discovers the priest's location and goes to meet him. Later, she sees the lifeless body of the man and tries to escape, but Utz attacks her. The girl manages to stab the aggressor in the leg, resulting in his death. Trying to hide the evidence, Marie sets the mill on fire and flees to Malines. At night, she goes out and sees that chaos reigns in the city. At some point, she is grabbed by a humiliated man, the same one she bit when she was an itinerant prostitute. A powerful man, accompanied by a drunken crowd, drags the girl to a tavern to humiliate her. Michel, who happens to be there, saves his beloved and takes her to the riverbank. There, the girl shares her dream of meeting the king, ignoring the young man. Ritus and Kelberg argue because the count does not want to acknowledge the inadequate as his son. At some point, the man decides to get rid of the son, but he blackmails him to save his life. At night, Marie appears at the ball and attracts the king's attention, receiving an invitation to his room. The girl spends the night with Sigmund, while Michel spends the night with Gerline, trying to forget Marie. In the morning, the prostitute tries to tell the king about her problems, but he leaves her as other urgent matters await him. The prostitutes organize a riot due to the women of Constance having taken away their source of income. Marie joins the protest and goes to the central square to speak with the king again. Michel quits his job and goes to the square. Marie tells her story to Sigmund, accusing all who defamed her of debauchery. The king asks for proof, as anyone can make allegations. Michel, returning to the square, brings Leonard to repent of his lies and confirm the truth of Marie's story. Realizing that all is lost, the man tries to kill the girl but wounds his friend, proving his guilt. The count and the judges are arrested, and Ritus is sentenced to death. Marie recovers her father's lands, and the ecclesiastical court absolves her, declaring her innocent. Soon, Marie and Michel meet again by the river and kiss, realizing that their feelings are as strong as ever. We have reached the end of the film recap. Die Wonder here, subscribe to the channel, and leave a like. Thank you.